On LinkedIn, which is what we're talking about today, and how to grow to 30,000 followers, I want to show you how you can leverage other components of your personal brand, other things, assets that you already have to be able to get way more followers, get more engagement on your posts, get more people reaching out to you for job opportunities, for podcasts, for building professional reputation, all the things that you want to use LinkedIn for. I'm going to show you. Now, this is my LinkedIn profile, and you can see that I've got it set. I start with notifications, and you can see that I'll have these posts, and some of them get a lot of engagement and some don't. So let's take a look at this real quick, because the key for LinkedIn is the newsfeed. Just like with Twitter, it's a newsfeed, and Facebook, it's a newsfeed. And you'll see that I made a post 3 days ago. And I said, hey, as a CEO, you should work for your employees, take care of them. And I took a screenshot of one of the tweets that I made. And you can see here that 13,000 people saw it, a few hundred people liked, some other people commented, and some of these people, of course, I can engage and I'll say, thank you, Matthew. I use keyboard shortcuts to be able to say things faster. And the more engagement there is, the more notifications are going to show up in other people's news feeds. And I can see, wow, this guy, Sean McGlashan, we went to school together 30 years ago. I'll say, dang, it's been over 30 years, hasn't it, my friend? Because it's LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you're building professional connections, people you went to school with. You never know these people that you're engaging with. And then if I look at the analytics on this post, it'll tell me who saw it. 30 people who work at Amazon saw this post. Well, that's kind of cool. And then Upwork, Fiverr, Google. Of course, I have a tech-heavy community because I was the guy at Yahoo, built the analytics there 20 some years ago, and salespeople and founders and people in Dallas and whatnot. It's kind of neat to see. And you're going to see a slightly different mix on any of the other posts that you have. So if I look at other posts that I have, some of them, they don't go very far at all. Like this one, oh, this was this morning. Oh, the best investment is investing in yourself. Okay. And 1,500 people saw it, and other people are clicking like and saying, whatever they're saying. And it could be that this was 8 hours ago. It could be that maybe it's still morning time, and people on the West Coast where it's 10 a.m., they've not had a chance to see this, or maybe not, right? Well, let's look at the analytics here. And we can see there's a slightly different mix of people that are engaging. So New York, London, Mumbai, well, probably because that's during the daytime for them, and this post is still just starting to get traction. Did you know that a good LinkedIn post will last 4 to 7 days, and a good Facebook post will last maybe a day, and a good tweet will last 15 to 30 minutes? Isn't that interesting to see kind of the time frame? So these social networks abide by the same principles, but the time scaling is different. And I'm going to show you why that's a little bit different. I'm going to show you what is the key to driving engagement. I love to hear from you guys in the comments. What do you think drives engagement on posts? What are the key things that we need to do? And while we're doing that, I'm going to show you my LinkedIn profile and show you some of the things I'm doing in my profile and some of the things, therefore, you can do in your profile to get more visibility. Okay, ask questions. Yeah, Jesse. Sarah says informative, relatable. Darlin, yeah, polls are great. All of that is about getting people to engage, because the more they engage, the more, positivity. Fantastic, Levi. The more you get people to engage, the more you're going to be shown in their news feeds, which is called a weak connection. So a weak connection is not a direct connection. It's the people that are friends of your friends. The whole key to a professional network is those friends of friends. If the average person has 500 connections or friends, then the connections of those connections is going to be 25,000, right? Think about that, 500 times 500. Now you can see for me, I've got 30,000 followers, of which there's, 20 some thousand connections, and a bunch of these people are viewing my profile. So we'll talk about this in a minute on what this means. You can choose here in your profile what you want to feature. So I would feature the website. I would feature your top post here on LinkedIn. So this was my top post on LinkedIn that got 2 million views just randomly, right? This is 4 years ago. Look, I said, hey, I charged $2,000 for this project, but they were really unhappy. And, make sure you charge enough because you're worth it. And the more you charge, the better quality client you're going to have, because it's not about you. It's make sure you're the right client. So you can see the people that are engaging, and there's thousands of people that are engaging on this one. I didn't know that this was going to be a viral post, because I could go look at any of these posts that I've made, and some of them, they do well. Some of them, almost nothing happens. The thing is, you just don't know. But the key is you got to put out content. And I like to put out a piece of content every day. And the content that works the best is what we call broetry. So when you create broetry level content, which I'll explain, then that causes the connection requests, that causes your network to build, that causes you to be able to produce more content. And I'll show you what that looks like. So this post that I made is one sentence at a time. So each paragraph is a sentence. And what you're going to do, and you're going to learn how to do this, especially on LinkedIn, is you're going to open and close loops. So opening a loop is creating something of interest where it's like not like a listicle, but like the, what is it called? Where they create crazy headlines to try to get people's attention, not clickbait. But here, so I said, hey, I charged $2,000 for a $100,000 project, but the client's pissed. Okay. So I started out with something interesting, and now people want to know, well, they're pissed. Well, what are they pissed about? Well, they wanted Facebook ads, but they didn't have all these other pieces. And then I closed the loop, right? I opened the loop here by having an open question, which creates curiosity. I closed the loop by answering the question. Then I opened another loop. So I'm constantly closing and opening loops. I'm opening a loop here. He said, but he expected, leads the next day. And so I'll say things that create curiosity and get people one line at a time to go all the way down. So LinkedIn is not just looking at your engagement rate. They're looking at whether people are scrolling and whether they're dwelling on the content. So that's called dwell time, just like people staying to watch your video. So when you tell a story, so in this case, I told a story about this client who was unhappy, and I tried to do everything I could. But here's why ultimately it's about the relationships and expectations. You can see that this drives more engagement, and the more engagement that we have here, the more other people are going to see it, and the more we can create derivative content off of this. So there's tons and tons and tons of content off of this. So think about how you might do something that can drive people to engage, right? And what I like to do here is I'll go to my Twitter. So if we go to my Twitter, and you'll see, I'll go to, so I'm looking, same thing, right? I'm looking at notifications, same thing with these feeds, and I'm seeing what are people engaging with the most. So if I go to my profile, for example, just so you can see the posts themselves, you'll see I'm sharing tips like a listicle. Here's 5 things to do on Facebook, or even short little things like you and you. People really like to do this. So I thought, I'll just lean into it. People that are making fun of my last name, sure, why not? And we can see, similar to what we saw on LinkedIn, that some people are seeing it. So in this case, 4,000 people saw it, 200 people engaged on it. I'm looking for 10%. So this is 5%, not quite there. But if I'm hitting 10% on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, which means 10% of the people who see it engage on it, that tells me that I've got something that might be looking good, right? So let's see. I said this, your growth is limited only by what you can imagine is possible. So let's see, how did that do? 313, I got 9. Okay, well, 3%. So I'm looking for 10%. But you never really know, because 9 out of 10 of these, or even more, maybe 19 out of 20 of these, look, this is almost there. This is about 8%, 43 on 604. And when I see these are doing well, then that says that something's resonating. So I could literally take this piece here and copy it over into LinkedIn, which is what we call repurposing or redistributing or amplification. And thus LinkedIn can be someplace where I'm constantly repeating my greatest hits. So there's nothing wrong with copying content over from one channel to another channel. I consider myself like a market researcher. So look, I took a look at the friendship that I have with Karen Freeberg, Dr. Karen Freeberg, who's teaching personal branding, and I'm really fortunate to be in her book. She's got a couple of these books out, and she and I have been friends for a number of years, 9 years. We went to Facebook's headquarters. She wrote on the wall, brought her mom too, because why not, right? Her mom's a doctor and she wanted to come to Facebook and visit. And we've done a lot of these cool things together just for fun. You know, I sent her a gift because I wanted her to make more video. And right, she took a picture of that. So you can see, like, we're eating pizza together. So there's these behind the scenes moments. And when you see this on Facebook, here we're teaching her class here at University of Louisville. When you have these kinds of moments, like here, Facebook generates this thing here saying, hey, you know, Dennis and Karen are friends, and it's taking highlights of different things that we're doing. These are great things that you can reshare to LinkedIn. So look, I was so happy that I wrote an article on what is a social media professor? Well, it's Dr. Karen Freeberg, right? So I wrote a blog post about her, about things that I learned about her, right? So LinkedIn, I don't have to create new content. Look, Facebook generated another one of these things, 6 years ago. Here we are doing things. Facebook has this wall where it shows all the posts that are happening. It's a little scary. It's sort of like Minority Report. You ever been to any of Facebook's offices where you see this globe thing and you can see like what people are doing real time? It's kind of cool, but it's kind of scary. Oh, look, Mark Murdoch. Mark Murdoch runs social for a huge hospital chain. I'll probably click like on that. And I'll say, Mark, it's been a long time. See, I'm doing the same thing. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. But LinkedIn is where you're going to aggregate the best professional content. So I might look at this one and say, well, Dr. Karen, so she wrote this, right? Dr. Karen and Karen Sutherland are two of my favorite social media professors. And here's why. I could literally take this post, but here's what I'm going to do. I'll take, for example, one of these pictures, and I don't want to just take the link. What a lot of people do is they'll take the link here, or they'll take a YouTube link, but I want the picture itself. So I will. Most people screw this up. If you don't do this, you're not going to get engagement on your stuff. So I'll say Karen. This is Karen Sutherland. There's two Karens. Karen Sutherland. And I'll come to LinkedIn and I'll create a new post and I'll share that photo that I just grabbed and called it Karen Sutherland. And I'll say, I'll literally just take that and I'll say, and I want to congratulate them, So congratulations to, and I want to tag them if I can. So you can't even spell it right. Congratulations to Karen Sutherland for being an incredible social media professor and giving her students real world experience. And you could do the same thing for your professors. How often do students say thank you to these professors that work so hard? They're not doing it for the money, right? And you could add a hashtag or two, but I don't really think that works as well on LinkedIn. I mean, I know LinkedIn tries to encourage it, but whatever. So you can see I just made this post now and people are going to engage on it, right? It's a social post. She sees it. I'm not tagging 50 people. Don't do silly things like that, right? Isn't that kind of neat? So I'm just literally I'm looking at content that's resonating across any of the social networks. I'm looking for things that I can be grateful for. I'm sharing tidbits of what I've learned. And do you guys find this interesting? Most people are not even doing this. They think of LinkedIn as a job search network. Like when you want to look for a job, then you update your resume. But this is a great place to. So Jeff Weiner was my boss when I was at Yahoo, and he ran search there before he became the CEO of LinkedIn. And what he said, which made Zuckerberg angry, was he said, Facebook is where you go to waste time and LinkedIn is where you go to invest time, as in like building relationships and being professional. But there is something to be said for that, because you can see here that we'll start to get some people that will click like on that post. You'll see these will start to come through. check this out. So remember before when we started this out, I said, hey, name a city, and I can go into Google Photos. I'll take some of these. I think someone said like Louisville, or someone said, was it Cincinnati, or some of these other places. Let's go to some of these. Let me show you my favorite little hack on cross-posting to social networks, which works really well on LinkedIn. So I have, actually, it's not this one. I want to go into another account. I have so many accounts here. So I have an iPhone, but you can have, whatever kind of phone you have, you can pay for storage to Google to automatically store all of it and tag it. So I have Apple, so I pay whatever, $10 a month for iCloud. I pay $10 a month to store the stuff on Google. I have the same thing on Amazon. So Amazon's got Amazon Photos. You might think like, why is he doing this? Why is he paying for all the storage in all these different places? Like, isn't that sort of duplicating? Look, this is something I did just a few minutes ago. I'm here in Digital Marketers' offices and we're recording a bunch of videos, and we're doing our Stukent thing here while we're here inside their studio, right? And all of these things are being stored here. Now, if I look in Google and I type in a city, type in Louisville, I think somebody typed that in, then I can see, oh, look, there's pictures and video of me and Dr. Karen Freeberg talking about her book. Oh, isn't that cool? Let's click on what she has to say about her book. I'm interviewing her about her book. This is Dr. Karen Freeberg. Startups. Video VA, edit this. Dr. Karen Freeberg's new. Okay, so you can see, right? There's all these snippets of being in Louisville. Oh, I love the fried chicken there. We've done a lot of stuff with the athletic teams, speaking at their stuff. Oh, also in Louisville is Brown-Forman. So apologies for anyone who, can't drink alcohol, but we've done a lot of marketing for Jack Daniels and these other kinds of brands. So there's all these things that are happening here, and it's automatically tagged. Okay. So if there's any topic I want to talk about, so maybe it's, like mountains or something like that, right? Google was automatically going to pull these things up. Or maybe it's, dogs, or like somebody name something in the chat, something that you would like to write some content about, maybe it's, whitewater rafting or farming, says Mary. Farming. I wonder, what will Google say about farming? I don't know. Let's see. Farming. Okay. I don't really do farming. So what does Google think? Okay. Farming, donkeys. Okay. I guess that's close. Oh, farming. Okay. I was in Puerto Rico, and this is a farm. That's cool. Oh, yeah. These are the goats at my friend Brennan's house. Yep. He does have a farm. I forgot. He does it. And these goats love to eat. Remember bringing out these carrots or whatever? Did you take the whole thing? Yeah. Okay. So Google does. Okay. This is not farming. This is a grocery store. This is a vineyard, so it's not quite a farm. This is at a friend's wedding in Napa. Is this a farm? Oh yeah, this is in Scotland or whatever. Where they have all these sheep. I think I scared all these sheep by running after them because I thought it was funny. Look at all these sheep, right? I know, it's kind of silly. I'm like a child. All these sheep. So I can, if I wanted to write a blog post about farming, then I could, oh look, this is one of these Halloween things. You guys ever do those like Halloween scare Corn Palace maze things? So, oh yeah, these are farms, aren't they? I guess Google's pretty accurate, huh? I guess I would expect that to be true. Chocolate chirp cookie? No, this is not a farm. This is a cookie made of crickets, which sounds nasty, but actually it's not bad. And there's a lot of people in other countries that eat things that we wouldn't typically eat, but it's actually nutritious and makes a lot of sense. So I can take, do you guys see how, because I have everything tagged already inside Google Photos, like I didn't do anything. Google automatically did all of this for me automatically. Right? They did it for me. So now I can take, for example, my friend AJ Wilcox. There we are. Oh, this says farm fuel. Oh, that's clever. So this is not a farm, but Google picked up farm on his shirt. Is that creepy or is that exciting? What do you guys think? So I could take AJ Wilcox, for example, right? There's AJ, and I think AJ's taught some stuff for Stukent too, right? He does a lot of the LinkedIn stuff. So you can see there's a bunch of pictures and videos of me and AJ where we're talking about, hey, what's the key for LinkedIn ads? And we're at conferences in Boston and San Diego and these other places. Like literally I'm interviewing him. So AJ, tell us a tip on what do we need to do for LinkedIn? And he'll say something, right? Let's see. I'll just go like some random point to see what advice he has
Facebook,
to say.
I absolutely do trust. The other thing is they're using the same algorithms as Facebook, where you need 50 conversions a week for the machine learning to work properly. And I can count on one hand the number of advertisers.
So he's talking about how do you use LinkedIn ads properly and how it's very similar to Facebook. And that's really cool. And here we're eating food and here we're singing karaoke. Do you think he's a good singer? Oh no, we're in the elevator. Okay, these people. This is the like speaker after party. So the speaker, let's see. Yeah, here's one. I think is this karaoke or is this another one? Let's see. Oh, it's not loading very fast. Okay, so you can see how it's easy to honor other people. Now let me show you. I did a search for Idaho. So here in Idaho, there's our adventures with Stu Kent. So we've gone hiking with our various Stu Kent friends, right? See, look. We're out hiking, taking photos, making videos, eating hamburgers. Look, what is this place here? You know the name of this place that's not too far from Stu Kent headquarters? And they have this hamburger place where you can order how big the patty is. And I said, you know what? Let's order a 5-pound patty. So we literally have a 5-pound hamburger patty that we decided we would try to eat. See, and now we're taking video of it, right? Isn't that crazy?
That's right. 5 pounds of bacon and onion rings and cheese. And
that's a heart attack waiting to happen. I have a side of Lipitor. And here we are recording videos. So we're talking about what is it like working with the Golden State Warriors or doing personal branding. These are all items that are great for LinkedIn. So imagine, right, you wanted to spice up your LinkedIn, literally just take one of these photos from any of your experiences doing anything at class, or I love showing behind the scenes. So behind the scenes is stuff like this where you get this candid shot and it just creates a level of connection because people see who you really are instead of just on camera, right? And then I would take this and I would post it and I would say, wow, it was good times with the Stu Kent team making, eating these crazy here, I'll just take like this one. This is a pretty good one, right? So let's see, there's this one. So I want to download it. Is it this one to download it? Which is the one to download it? Download it, okay. Now, typically LinkedIn, you want to post only once a day because the latest post kind of overrides your other post. See, look, all these other people are already starting to engage on this post that we just made. Let's just see, how many views do you think we got? 44. That's not bad. Let's make another one. By the way, don't feel like, oh, I already made a post today. I can't make another post. It doesn't work like that. If you have something that you want to say, just say it. Don't even worry about it. So let's see. I'll come here and what is that called? IMG 6114. Oh, that's that one down here. Oh, it's an HEIC one, so I have to save it down in a different format. Anyway, you see the idea, right? So the key with LinkedIn is I'm spending most of my time in the newsfeed because the newsfeed, I'll go home. So the newsfeed is what drives LinkedIn right now. It's just like any other social network. 95% of the engagement is here in the newsfeed. And I can see what friends are doing because of, the connections I have. And I just love to click like on other people's things. And I love to, there's Dr. Glenn Vo. He's a successful dentist. He's so successful that he has 32,000 dentists that follow him. So he's now written a book on how you can be an influential professional as an influencer, industry influencer, he calls it. Well, that's cool. And so I'll compliment him because I've read the book. Great book. Okay. And this is driving more engagement back to me. So now his community is going to follow me and vice versa. Then he's making content about me and I'm making content about him. So we're building our relationships, which the algorithm can see the mutuality of me engaging on his stuff and him engaging on my stuff. And other people are sharing podcasts. Other people are sharing these quote tweets, right? Eli Schwartz. So he's a friend of mine. So I'll click like on that, right? And so for your posts, you want to try to get, if you can get 10 people to engage on your post in the first hour, even if you have a nothing profile on LinkedIn, you're going to get more people engaging. That's what you need to know about the algorithm. Get 10 people to engage in the first hour. So let's take a look at other components of what's in LinkedIn professionally. Let's go back to my profile, and I'll show you a few things about my profile. So here for my headline, instead of saying, you know, position at company, that's what a lot of people do. They say, you know, sales and marketing lead at XYZ company or whatever it is. Do something that's going to get their attention. So the thing I love to talk about is creating 1 million jobs. Like, oh, people can immediately relate to that. Oh, I'll create 1 million jobs through digital marketing. Oh, that's awesome, right? Or you can do what's called the XYZ model. So if you're a professional, you could say, I help X achieve Y through Z. So I help students become better marketing professionals through our program at the University of Alabama or whatever it might be. Or if you're a dentist, you know, I help families have better smiles and health through our dental programs in Fort Worth, Texas, you know, whatever it might be. And then you can see in terms of the sections that I have, I've chosen a few of these featured items. Activity is important. If you look at anybody, including yourself, go to see all activity and then go to posts, because all activity will be all the things that just they click like on or whatever. So go to posts, look at your posts and look at the posts of other friends, and you'll see what is going on with their stuff. So here I'm with the new president of Digital Marketer and some other folks. And so I'm saying short positive things like you guys just said in the comments. I said, hey, I'm a digital marketer. The pun on words is that I'm at Digital Marketer literally right now, right? And the other people are engaging on that. And so what I'm doing here, which you can think of as inception, is I'm intentionally associating myself with other people in the industry for things that I want to be known for. So I want to be known for local marketing. So this is the CEO of Vendasta, and we're having sushi together. And I'll say something positive. Why do Zoom when you can have sushi, right? And other people who are in his sphere, because he's the CEO of a company that has 550 employees. They're the biggest player in white label digital marketing. He's just raised $120 million, which is insane. Now he's got to spend it. And you can see other people are engaging on that. So I'm building my network off of the people that I'm associating with. That's what I think is so key, whether you are a professor or you're a student or you're an industry professional. You want to, your authority and your reputation is based on who you're with. So if it's based on who you're with and these other kinds of organizations, that's why it's so important that, you know, the photos that you have, the people that you're with, the conferences you're, you know, even if you're in a Zoom, like together or whatever, we're in this Demio right now, you are building your professional network. Like you could take screenshots of the things that we're doing here to show people what you are learning, right? To show that you are building your brand. Okay. Oh, Big Judge. That's right, Charles. Kristen, let's see, has a question. Any advice on how to honor others without violating privacy? Yes, you ask for their permission. So you always ask for, you never just like secret camera film them. I think that would be illegal, but you honor them saying, hey, let's take a selfie, or hey, I'd love to get, you know, your advice on such and such. So literally we can come here and you can see, let's talk about lightweight permission. Let's look at I'm going to Twitter and Facebook and all these other ones interchangeably. So let's see, people are engaging on some, actually, let's do this. Let's go look at my posts from my profile and let's see something that maybe just happened. So somebody's going to say something nice. And actually, this guy's going to sign up for some of our programs. You know, let's do this. Let's go to Facebook. Let's go look at these notifications. So I shared a status here. Okay, let's see what happened here. So I shared a status 4 hours ago about our $1 a day course, right? And this guy has gone through our program, and let's just say that, you know, he said something nice, and I'll say, thank you. May I quote you on that? And they always say yes. They always do. And then they say another positive thing about that. Lovely video. Well, that's not enough for it to be a positive mention. But I'm always looking for these positive mentions. And you'll get them all the time if you really are just monitoring. What is this? Somebody added a photo of me an hour ago? What is this? This might be something cross-shareable over into LinkedIn if this thing loads. Usually when we're demoing things on Facebook or whatever, it just wants to load really slow. But let's see, what is this? Oh, I'm speaking at this virtual event. Oh, okay, well, that's cool. I'll click like on that. Amanda Holmes. Oh, cool. Amanda Holmes is Chet Holmes' daughter. So the Dream 100 and Ultimate Sales Machine, that's them. So that's cool. I'll click like on that. And let's see, Tony Watley. Okay, so all right. Lisa Beyer. Oh, that's cool. Sure, I'll tag myself in all these. Oh, Rihan Alawala. That's cool. I like him. So these are all examples of mentions where if they tagged you, then you can assume it's already public. But if it's something like going hiking, ask their permission, and they'll always say yes. It's called lightweight consent. I'm not a lawyer, but obviously, just use common sense. So don't post anything where people are like, hey, that was private. We don't want people to know that we, whatever we're eating at this restaurant. Okay. So Sarah says, what if you don't go to business meetings and your main photos and videos are of your kids? How can you use that? So talk about your values. So you'll see like what I'll do here is I'm going, hiking with AJ Wilcox. And what does that have to do with digital marketing? Nothing. But I can turn it into an analogy by saying, climbing the mountain one step at a time is like building a career. And so I'm grateful to spend time with AJ Wilcox because we're able to go outside instead of just being on the computer the whole time and appreciate, how big the world is. There's always ways you can take a particular moment and extrapolate out to something bigger. So if it's with your kids or even, a Zoom meeting or congratulating someone on having a child, like there's so many different ways that you can do this. Oh, Kristen's got a lot of questions. And guys, keep the questions coming. You post once a day. Is there a magic number of posts to do per day? One per day is what we like to keep it at, just generally. What if my same connections get all my posts? Don't worry about that. Your issue is going to be that you don't get reach. A lot of people are afraid of too many people, just flooding the news feed. Like, believe me, your issue is you're not being seen. It's true with every other social network. You're just not being seen. Is it safe to assume most people won't see all of them? I just don't want to be annoying. Yeah, don't worry about it. The biggest thing on social is just not being seen. People think like everyone's seeing all your posts. We've done experiments where we will take a tweet and we will literally just retweet that tweet over and over again on a loop. Like we did it for, who is it that does the beef jerky? Like the Slim Jims or, they're like the beef jerky sticks. And we had, I think, 180 tweets. And we just cycled through those same tweets over and over again. And nobody noticed for years. Nobody still notices. So believe me, people are not, you might think, oh my goodness, I can't post that same content. You can, no one's going to notice. And besides, if they do happen to notice, they're going to like it because it is like your kids who like a rerun of Finding Nemo. It's not like they only want to see that once. They want to see it over and over again. They know all the words to it. So it's familiar content. It's like watching your favorite movie again, right? That's a good thing. David asks, is there a way to check top performing posts over others? Yeah, you go to LinkedIn here and into your, let's see. Oh, I think you go to the activity, the posted activity and the posts. I don't think there's a sort here on this one. Yeah, because this is this is for that particular post. What I like to do is I just take the best one. I take the ones that are working really well, and I just stick them into this content library of my best ones, which we call our greatest hits. And that way I don't have to worry about, which ones are where. And I put all of them inside this one big file. So it could be an article, it could be a webinar, it could be a tweet, it could be a LinkedIn post, it could be whatever it is. So we've got just lots and lots and lots of these posts, right? And that way, you've got one document and you can search all of them. And so I'm not worrying about what's the best on LinkedIn. I'm worrying about what's the content that's just the best overall, right? So look, more people are starting to engage. Now here, I'll show you on Twitter, for example, which I know is not today's topic, but I'll just show you one little thing. If I go to analytics on Twitter, which you guys have, and then here they show you some basic analytics, but if you come here to view all tweet activity and you go to top tweets, see, look, this is one tweet that just went crazy. couple weeks ago. And then all the other tweets are like, whatever. You never know. Like just one tweet will just go, look, this one tweet went nuts. You just need to put stuff out there because one of them is going to, like, how many times do you need to win the lottery to be rich? Just once is all you really need. Like, here's one. Hey, we're hiring account managers. Oh, well, imagine that. A lot of people wanted to engage on that. That was kind of cool, right? And some things don't do as well. So, you know, on Facebook and Twitter, you can find these top hits, and then you can reshare those into LinkedIn. So look, I'll show you. So I'll go to my public figure page here on Facebook. And this is a public figure page, not a profile, right? You guys know the difference, right? I'll show you real quick just because people don't know this. They get it wrong all the time, and Facebook doesn't explain it either. So when I'm on Facebook and I go to myself as a profile, as a regular user here, this is me as a user, right? 5,000 friends is the limit. So I've been at this limit forever. Blue check mark for a profile. So as a user, right? I have this content, but I have no way of sorting what's my best content. But if I have a page, this is a profile. But if I have a page that's called Dennis Yu, so now this is a page. It's not the same thing as what I was just showing you. And I go to any of this other content, I can sort by what is the most popular content, right? I can go to Creator Studio and see it. I can see insights, and I get way more analytics, right? Because pages have analytics. And I can see all kinds of stuff here, right? Top videos, right? Oh, look, Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone has made this video for me. You guys know Grant Cardone? He's a polarizing kind of person, isn't he? But I said, hey, Grant, why don't you share with everybody how to make a 1-minute video? And once this thing loads, you'll see kind of what the stats are against it and see the video itself. So I would take this and literally just repost it. Like here, this one, right?
Hey guys, Dennis wanted me to send you this. One best 1-minute tip. Bro, you got to be authentic. You got to be transparent. You got to give people attention. I'm like, hey! That's one way to get their attention. Now, if you're in a professional setting,
so he's giving all these tips.
More quantity beats quality.
See, make lots of content.
You got to get out there a lot, okay? Hey, you guys be great, 10X everything, thinking 10X levels. And that dude you're working with, Dennis Yu, he's a bad, bad man. You see what I do? I keep getting your attention. He's a bad, bad man. And that's my little girl right there. She a freak. And that used to be grapefruit on my plate.
And so when you have content that's high engagement, and this thing got 100,000 people watching it, I'm going to take that and cross-post it to LinkedIn. And I'm going to change the message maybe slightly, saying like, hey, the key is video. If you make short little videos and share professionally what you care about, it could be you're walking the dog, could be you're tending the vegetables, it could be you're getting your favorite meal, at Cafe Rio because you like to eat burritos or whatever it is. You'll see, right? All these people are going to start reaching out to you because they see the content that you have, right? More people are going to engage. So it starts with the newsfeed, producing content that people want to engage on. If you don't have a lot of engagement, go engage on someone else's profile, but say something meaningful, do more than just click like, and then that will drive people to your profile. When you have good content, more people come to your profile. Make sure your profile has a good subject line so people are clear on what it is that you care about, what is it you want to specialize in, what is your skill, what kind of job do you want, why are you doing it? Go deeper than, I want a job as a marketing coordinator or whatever. Go, well, why is that, right? What's causing that? And talk about some of the other organizations that you're a part of, right? Go endorse other people for things that they actually are skilled at, and they'll come and endorse you here, which is not the same as recommendations. Like when you look at these skills, you should have 50 of these skills. So if you're watching this right now, go fill this thing out. So 954 people endorsed me for online marketing. So that's cool. And advertising and social media marketing. And look, got all these skills that people have endorsed me on. because I endorsed them on it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with all of us here in our Studcant group to endorse each other on education, on social media, on, simulators or whatever it is, right? And then here's the other thing that people seem to miss on LinkedIn, provided you have the other piece that we just talked about. Give recommendations. Give recommendations to other people, because then they get that notification in their inbox saying, oh, well, Stuart left you this recommendation. You should give him one back. And so they do. And so these people are saying all of these great things, which is awesome, right? I don't want to read this too much because I get a big head. So you never want to, read these things if you need like a little pep talk. Come here to little recommendations. But you see here, these people are all saying great. This is hundreds of these people saying all these things. And you want to take these and put them on your about page, and you want to take all these accolades and public mentions and take them, put them here inside your content library and reuse them. Anytime you see someone who's done something awesome where you have a personal connection, write them a recommendation here. Like, most of you guys are not doing this for whatever reason. Like, maybe you think it's going way out of your way to write a recommendation, but literally it can just be a sentence or two. And then when people write your recommendation, because they know who you are, because of the content you've been posting, because of what you say in your bio, on your profile, they're going to say, like for me, they're going to say digital marketing and Facebook ads and running an agency and social media. Like, they're going to consistently be saying these same sorts of things. Like, oh, Dennis teaches, he demonstrates by live example, right? You're going to see tons and tons of these, right? A lot of these are professors. We love working with our professors. But that's because I am coming here, and I'm telling you, the recommendations, they do make a huge difference. So I'm providing recommendations to these other people, right? If you're on someone's podcast, say, hey, I really enjoyed being on so-and-so's podcast. He's a really good podcast host. Okay, right? And if you know him a long time, saying, yeah, he's been my buddy for 7 years and blah, 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 right? Just say these. I showed you, right? I had sushi with Brendan. He's really awesome. And I left this recommendation a few months ago. So people, when you give props to their wins and share these things, this is what builds your LinkedIn. It's not because of what you're boasting about yourself. It's literally, here, I'm like this one, the one we just made 28 minutes ago. Congratulations to Dr. Karen Sutherland. I love our social media professors. I teach for free. I've lost a lot of money doing it. I don't make any money teaching students how to do this kind of stuff. I do it because it's meaningful to me, because I want other people to have the same opportunities and mentorship. Because I think that there's a huge need, especially because of what happened with COVID and everything shifting to digital and whatever. Don't even get me started. And so people see that, and you can see more people are starting to see this. And so when you share things like this, honor your students, honor the university, honor other people, other professionals that just got published. There's so many things that we can do. LinkedIn is a great place, not just to heap a bunch of fake praise on other people, but it's a way to build these kinds of connections where people see your content. So I want you guys to think about what that means in terms of what you can do. And I know we have 10 minutes left, so I want to take some Q&A from you guys and see what do you think, right? That was the behind the scenes tour. Just by sharing content in the way that I do, not even running ads, not paying for LinkedIn Premium, I probably get 50 to 100 new connection requests every week. So I don't need to make connection requests. They all come in to me. Other people want to do deals or partnerships or get together for lunch or have me teach a guest lecture or whatever it is. I'm getting what I want out of LinkedIn because I put in LinkedIn what I care about, what my mission is. I honor other people. And a lot of folks will say, oh, I can't do that because I don't have 30 years of industry experience, or I'm the teacher, I'm not speaking or meeting these people. You don't have to meet these other people. You don't have to be, a keynote speaker or on TV. Literally just in the stuff that we do every day when we're teaching and when we're learning, because everyone's either learning or teaching or both. This is how you build connection. And you're constantly, if you're always on the lookout for how you can honor other people and how you can brighten their day and how you can share a tip that you just learned from somebody else, sky's the limit. on this.
Pro, it's always a unique experience watching your webinars, because nobody does that. Nobody has the confidence to say, here's everything, and you just walk through it, and it's cool to be a fly on the wall and watch you work, basically.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And there's
no
no
slides, which is
look, right? You better know your stuff, because we're doing stuff on the fly. And look, literally, I'm here. Here's Digital Marketers Head. This is where we teach. You guys see that? This we literally teach here. There's these cameras that are back here. This is where literally where we film all this stuff, right? This is where all the top digital marketers on the planet learn. Hey, check this out. There's a new president of Digital Marketer. He's just out here. Look at this.
This is as behind the scenes as you can get. So,
okay. Be quiet. Be quiet for a sec. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what's going on behind the scenes. Watch this. You've never seen this before.
was so nervous. I just got angry. Like standing on stage screaming at me. You're judging me. You're judging me.
Hey, Mark DeGrasse, president of Digital Marketing. Say hi to all of our professors here at
Hey, how's it going?
Give everybody a digital marketing tip.
All right, digital marketing.
He's the president of Digital Marketer.
Actually, it's not digital marketing, but I just posted on the forum with, was it Magic Johnson? So one of the first things he did when he got on stage was he walked to each corner of the stage and posed for a second. Because with photography, it's very hard to take good pictures of people talking. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but yeah. So whoever you're shooting, make sure they pause for a second so you get a good screenshot. That's my tip for the day.
Everybody go follow Adam. I'm sorry, not Adam. There's Adam there. Mark DeGrasse there. Look, he's sweating. He's got to use these little strips.
It's stressful. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand there and pause. Because instant action is the key to business. That's the key. It's instant action.
See, this is what it looks like. How's that, huh? All right, I'm gonna go hide back in this other room with you guys.
Hey, Dennis, we have just a few more minutes left with you. There was just a couple questions I wanted to get to. There was a question from Kristen. She was just concerned, like she's not a Twitter person, and so a lot of your back and forth between the platforms and utilizing the content, A/B testing what works and what doesn't work. What would be your suggestion? Should you be omni-channel, omnipresent when it comes to social media, or just testing on one, is that sufficient, or do you recommend that they kind of branch out and try a little bit of everything?
You know, if you asked me this question 5 years ago, I would have said pick one channel and focus on it wherever you're comfortable, because maybe you're naturally long form videos through your YouTube. Maybe it's just more of a professional context, so you choose LinkedIn. Maybe you're more social with friends, so you choose Facebook. Maybe it's about news and little tidbits and current events, so you choose Twitter. That's the advice I would have given you 5 years ago. Today, because of what's happened with COVID and because of the explosion of the different social networks, I believe, like it or not, we actually have to be on all the channels, because we need to be there for our students to understand how it works, and we need to understand how it works. And it doesn't take a lot of time. So I can tell you how resistant I was to TikTok, because I was thinking, are you kidding? TikTok? I don't want to be dancing. I don't even understand this thing. I don't want to be on Snapchat. That's another network to learn. And then I started to realize, you know what? I'm kind of like my parents were when it came to programming the VCR. Like, I never want to be resistant to these new things. And so I literally spend just a few minutes a day. And my favorite thing to do, I'll show you, is here's my favorite little hack. So what I do is on Instagram, I'll create a post. It's a business Instagram, so all of us should be doing this. And what I'll do is, oh, look, there's John Legere, who's the previous CEO of T-Mobile. He's a cool dude. And I'll come here and click new post, and I can take like this post here, and I'll call this one. See, I'm just making an Instagram post on a business Instagram account. So I've linked in my Twitter and my Facebook and all that. And now I'm saying behind. So I did this literally just a few minutes ago when we were filming behind the scenes. And by the way, don't think you have to be famous or whatever it is to Mark DeGrasse. So he's that guy. You just saw him. He's the new president of Digital Marketer. So I've got this. And now I post it. Now when I post it on Instagram, I'm on Instagram here. I'm also posting to Facebook, and I'm posting to Twitter at the same time. Okay? Can you see that? I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at the same time. Share. Now I've just made 3 shares. And I didn't even go to Twitter. Now I'm going to go to Twitter, and I'm going to prove that the thing we just made is there, provided that it loads. So this is what I say to people who are worried about being omnichannel. You're already omnichannel. You just, whatever it is. So look, that post that I just made on Twitter is, here it is. There's the post I just made. I posted on Instagram, but it auto-posted to Twitter and Facebook at the same time. You guys see how powerful that is? So we really do need to be omnichannel in this way.
That came in there at the end. I'll message those after, and we'll send that out with the recording. But just want to thank you so much for your time today. It's always a pleasure, and look forward to the future projects with NSU. So thank you so much.
You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. Let's stay in touch. Catch you guys on LinkedIn.